Hey everybody, Stu Bob is reviewing Star Wars Rebels Season 3. Have you heard of it? Should you watch it? Do you need to watch Seasons 1, 2, and 3? We're going to talk about that and more in this review. Star Wars Rebels. If you are not a Star Wars fan, this is a very good point of entry into the new canon. It starts off with a character called Ezra Bridger, and he is a young boy living on a planet, and he has Force abilities. Season 3, you are in the thick of it. If you are interested, you should just go back and watch Seasons 1 and 2. They are magnificent. In Season 3, the Rebel Alliance is being formed. That is what this is about. The Rebel Alliance, as we know it in Episode 4, New Hope, is fully realized. We don't understand this while we're watching the film, but they're ships and they have a base and they have all these things going on. In comparison to Rogue One, where we see the Alliance as like still forming, getting ships, doesn't know how we're going to operate. But Rebels takes it even farther back than that. Rebels takes it back to they're raiding Imperial shipyards to steal old ships from the Clone Wars to give to other Rebel cells because we don't even have a coherent Rebel Alliance yet. They're just called Rebel cells, which makes them sound like, you guessed it, terrorists. Season 3 is absolutely amazing. I watched it all 23, 24 episodes. So why is this so good? Why is Star Wars Rebels, in my opinion, better than all 5 seasons of Clone Wars? Why is it better, in my opinion, than the first 3 movies? Simply because of this. Things happen that are connected, not disjointed, and the galaxy feels real. I'm going to say that again. The galaxy feels real. Everything that happens in Star Wars Rebels has consequences. All the little things build up to something big. And this is true storytelling in art form. It is all one story. At the very beginning, spoilers. At the very beginning, they talk about they're going to do an attack on Lothal. And guess what's going to happen at the end? They're going to do an attack on Lothal. It feels very much like a very, very, very long movie that's very enjoyable and has multiple little tangential parts. You see how the Rebels do things. You see how they go on missions and why they go on missions and how they're pulled from being these very terrorist-y cells to altruistic, to helping people, to having connections with the old Senate, and how the Senate is crumbling. Diminish, completely are evaporated in the first episode when the viewers meet Thrawn. Now, who is Thrawn? This video can explain these things. Thrawn, or Grand Admiral Thrawn, absolutely amazing. He is basically one of the reasons why I got into Star Wars back when I was 12 years old, when I read Heir to the Empire, which was the reboot of the Star Wars novels, talks about Thrawn. Thrawn is a Chiss, that's his race, he's blue with red eyes, and he's a calculating general. You have this great quote.
I need someone who sees a bigger picture.
And that's Thrawn. He's not interested in thwarting this rebel cell or that rebel cell. And he says this.
We'll start my operations here and pull the rebels apart piece by piece. They'll be the architects of their own destruction.
He wants to kill everyone. And he says this I am here to decimate you. I don't want to just take out one rebel cell. I want to take out them all. Which is very different strategy than anybody else is going on. Everyone else wants to keep their little sectors. But Thrawn lets things go. He says, no, let them take those ships. Let them take
the rebel fleet. Break off your attack and allow them to escape with their meager reward.
Very good, Grand Admiral.
We're letting them get away? I don't understand.
I know you don't. But rest assured, Thrawn has a much larger objective in mind than the capture of a single rebel cell.
Let them do this. Let them fly away. Because what he's fooling them is he's giving them a false self of confidence. So then, when they're ready for their attack on Lothal, they fail. Because he knows what they have. He knows what they're going to do. And this is how and why it is so amazing to watch. It is so interesting to watch a character like Thrawn.
You may have transmitted your warning, Agent, but in doing so, you've given me the last piece of the puzzle. Now, this is the trajectory of General Dodana's fleet, and this is the trajectory of your Fulcrum transmission. Taken separately, they mean nothing, but together...
Thrawn makes this season pop, right? In season 2, we had Ahsoka Tano, and she was the really prime mover, the catalyst for the season. In season 3, it's Thrawn. Thrawn is just throttling this season to its pinnacle point, which the last 3 episodes are just jaw-dropping. I was watching them at like 1 o'clock, and I'm like, no, next. I'm finishing this now. The last 3 episodes. Episode 19, Maul faces Obi-Wan Kenobi again.
If you define yourself by your power to take life, your desire to dominate, to possess, then you have nothing.
And what do you have?
Maul is ready to go, ready to fight, and Obi-Wan takes him out like that. It is just ninja awesome. The last 2 episodes are, again, we're expecting this big attack on Lothal, we're attacking this big attack on Lothal, and boom, it doesn't happen. Thrawn knows what they're going to do, he finds their rebel base, and he attacks.
Kanan, find cover now!
Wow! There is this image.
The shield is overheating!
And it's one of the most amazing pictures I've ever seen. It is just raw power. And this raw power is the definitive image of the Empire. It's how much death they can bring and why they must fight and why ultimately they must die for their cause. It is just breathtaking. Whoever did the artistry or drew that or whatever deserves an award, period. So how do they win? How do they get by? Because they do. So again, this is all connected. You got to go back to episode 1, season 3, where the Jedi Knight meets a character named the Bedu. Now, if you're not a big reader of Star Wars or whatever, the Bedu don't mean anything to you. But back in the Clone Wars, you learn about there's other Force users out there that use the Force in different ways. And the Bedu is one of these people. The Bedu says,
Jedi and Sith wield the Ashlar and Bogan, the light and the dark. I'm the one in the middle, the Bendu.
they are what is kind of known as Grey Jedi, which I think that's what Rey or Ren, whatever her name is, in the new movie will become. She will not be a Jedi because it's called The Last Jedi. And that's what the Bedu are. They don't use the Force in any discipline. They use the total Force. And so this creature, she's like a rock thing, coral person, I don't know. There on the planet, and he's just been chilling for a long, long time. And he helps the Jedi Knight find balance. And then he helps his Padawan Ezra Bridger find balance. That's what his main purpose is. And at the end, he fights against the Empire. We're talking this ancient being takes a side on this galactic war. Well, it's not even a war yet.
Perhaps it is the will of the Force that the Jedi and all your kind perish, and I serve the will of the Force!
Fights back in this amazing way that we've never seen the Force being used before. And this is what should be happening all the time. We should be seeing in Star Wars the Force being used in different ways. And sometimes it is, but sometimes you gotta wait like a long while, like 15 books. Or a few seasons, right? We see this a little bit in the Clone Wars, how Skywalker uses the Force in different battle ways. We see this in Episode 1, when Ezra Bridger, for the first time, takes control of a guy driving an AT-AT and kills stormtroopers, and then throws the guy in the AT-AT, or the little walker thing, into his death. We see him using the Force in ways that we haven't seen before because the Jedi's code is so strict. And Ezra Bridger is a Jedi Padawan without the constant pressure of, you must be a light, you must not do this, you can only use the Force in this way, you cannot use the Force for this way or this way. He's out there in the wild, he's like a wild Jedi. He doesn't have all these books and tombs and teachers and holocrons telling him how to do and what to do and all these role models. His role model is blind and didn't really have a full Jedi education. He didn't have these things. So we see Ezra Bridger as the Jedi that I think we've always wanted to see. Someone that isn't so strict and hasn't been so pinned down to this way of thinking, that way. And he, Season 2, has encountered the dark side of the Force with Maul. He has a Sith holocron crystal that he uses. And he says, hey, if we can use this power to kill the Sith, maybe we should. And he says way more than maybe. He says, we should use this. The entire reason he even goes with Maul and joins the Jedi and holocron Sith crystals together is to get answers to destroy the Sith. And this one-mindedness is very Sith and is very Jedi. Again, he's doing bad things for good reasons. And this is exactly what science fiction does so well. And where does these two holocron cylinder go? Tatooine, baby. 2 suns. And that brings Maul back to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now let's get to that death scene, because it's amazing.
Tell me, is it the chosen one?
He is.
He will avenge us.
When Obi-Wan Kenobi strikes him down with a single strike, he holds him, Maul, as he dies. He holds him like a brother, like a lover, like a friend. You know, that he just was wounded and he never healed. And the Force is seen as like this healing mechanism. And that Maul was taken down the wrong path and he was seduced, as all these words have been said before in Star Wars. And that he doesn't hate him. He loves Maul. And this, like, that he holds Maul and he says that, you know, Luke is the one. Luke will bring balance. And Maul's happy about this. Maul feels that there needs to be balance. And we've never seen anything like this in any Star Wars that I've ever read or seen or heard about. You never really have a clear conversation between a Sith and a Jedi. The only other one I can think of is Dark Rendezvous, when Yoda goes to Count Dooku and tries to bring him back. That's the only conversation I've ever seen besides this one. And this one is so short, but so much more powerful than that entire book, in my opinion. The big battle happens on the secret rebel base, which feels so much like Hoth, but even better because it's a cartoon and they can do whatever they want. They don't have to worry about logistics or miles or anything. Just watch the last 2 episodes. It is just fabulous. And you see this very clear ideology of why Thrawn does what he does and what he's trying to accomplish. And again, this is talked about in Tarkin as well, about how they're bringing order and how, you have to know your enemy, very art of war, before you can ever attack your enemy. And this is why the Empire ultimately loses, because they underestimate their enemy. And the new Fulcrum, he says this to Thrawn. He's like, you will underestimate them, and that's why you will lose. And Thrawn's like, no, we're not. This is one of the best, I don't even know the word, sagas in the Star Wars canon. It is so expansive. It is so well connected. After Season 2, I did not know how they could beat it, because in Season 2, you have Anakin Skywalker fighting his Padawan in a Sith temple. How can you beat that with Darth Maul there? But they do. They bring Darth Maul back. They bring back Ezra Bridger questioning his Jedi training. They bring back this Jedi Knight as blind, but he learns how to see in a different way thanks to Bedu. It is absolutely an amazing show. Again, maybe you don't like cartoons or anime. Maybe you don't like Star Wars. This is an amazing must-watch series. Season 1 is not that great, but Season 2 and Season 3 are amazing. They are bringing it so close to Rogue One. Very soon, I think Season 4 will be the end of Rebels, where you will see them getting ready for the attack that is in the movie of Rogue One. I think you're going to see that. I hope so, at least. That is Star Wars Rebels Season 3 and Stu Bob Reviews. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.
I need a lot more training.